Welcome back into Coach's Corner East. I'm your host, Mike Sparks at Crestling High School, and we're getting ready to talk to Tyler Sanders and some of the boys basketball players of Crestline High School. Our show brought to you in part by Steve and Chuck Keller at Keller Auto Parts, your Napa dealer, Uptown, Galleon, and Crestline. Dr. Thomas M. Britton at Clubview Vision Center next to the golf course in Bucyrus. Joe Kleiman Associates at the Galleon office, First Federal Bank of Ohio. Tyler Sanders is with us. It's good to see you, and missed you back on the 28th of December. We didn't have a show during the break, but it's good to have you back. Currently sitting 5-9 overall, 3-3 in the Northern 10. I'm so used to saying Northern 10. Excuse me. Mid-Buckeye Conference. Prior to last night's game against Ridgedale, averaging 36 points a game, giving up about 48 a game, and kind of taking a look back right after the holidays. You lost at Lucas, a really talented Lucas team, 55-27, and then turned around and played a really good game against Galleon, but still came at the short end, 52-39. Trevor Shade, 14 points, 4 rebounds. Jake Bruce, 10 points, 3 steals. Isaiah Perry, 10 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Barnett, 4 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. Huber, a point, 6 rebounds. And you made a comment to the Telegraph Forum, we're seeing it come together. We just have to be a little more efficient. Talk about what you meant by that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it just speaks to our defense has been pretty solid all year. Rebounding's gotten a lot better, but offensively we've just struggled this year, and we kind of knew that was going to be a problem coming in. And so it's just capitalizing on those opportunities to score the basketball, which I'm sure we'll talk about last night a little bit, and that was kind of what I'm talking about. We are scoring the ball a little bit better. I mean, we had, we got in the 50s a couple games, which is unusual for us, and then last night we were back down into low 40s in a kind of a game that we really, if we would have just handled the basketball and made the opportunities that were given to us, we should have been in the 60s. I mean, that's how many opportunities we had, and we didn't do a very good job of being efficient in those moments of putting the ball in the hoop. But like I told the boys, play bad and you win. It's a sign of good things to come. So I do think that we're turning the corner, and we got a tough little stretch coming up here, but I like where we're at this point.
Well, and you were somewhat prophetic in saying we're seeing it come together, because right after that Galleon loss, you ripped off 3 in a row. Mm-hmm. Friday the 13th, you defeat Mansfield St. Pete 55-35, so you sweep the season series from them. The next night, I was listening to that game as I was driving home against Cardington, and you beat them 50-43 down on the road. And then last night, Ridgedale came here, a team that has been struggling, and as you said, you struggled a little bit, but you found a way to gut it out, 41-38. And Carter Goose Giesecke, I've got to ask you guys where that came from. Carter Goose Giesecke hit 2 major three-pointers in the fourth quarter to help provide separation. Perry with 10, Giesecke, Barnett, Shade, all 8 points apiece. And despite the struggles, what have you liked really out of these last 3 games, especially last night? You got through it. And
I think maybe like sitting back and getting a little bit of perspective on it, last night we would have probably realized that it was going to be maybe a little bit of a sloppy game. It was our 4th game in 6 days. And thank you to the previous AD for that schedule. So I'm sure he'll watch and he'll send me a text message. But we, 4 games in 6 days is brutal. And to win 3 of the 4 and the back 3 of the 4, not the first one, that says a lot about our guys, sticking to it and trusting the process and, gutting it out and whatnot. But no, I mean, our guys are playing hard. They're doing their parts. Everybody's kind of filling and stepping into roles that they're not used to. And, I think everybody's doing their job pretty well. So we plan on continuing that.
Did you talk to either Carter specifically or the entire team as a whole after to kind of say, look, guys, this is what I'm trying to talk about when I say you got to play your role. Whatever that role might be, this is the expectation by hitting those big threes in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I think we had a little bit of that conversation last night. And, I think everybody has known what the expectation is of themselves from the beginning. It was just a really rough start to the season. I think if we could go back and do it all over again, I think everybody would probably choose to do things differently. But, Once everybody realized what they're supposed to do and started doing it, I think that's when we started seeing some more success.
Well, if you're going to start to peak, now is the right time to be doing it.
Yes, it is.
Just 5 weeks of the regular season left before the tournament, because those become the dangerous tournament teams. Yeah, your seed may not be as high as you'd like, but those are the ones that the higher seeds are kind of saying,
I think that's something we've always done well. Even in the last few years, we've started off the season 3-6, 3-7. We always have a pretty tough schedule off the rip, but then we usually seem to be playing our best basketball towards the end of the season when it matters. So.
Yeah, that is important. Well, let's take a break, and we'll talk to the young men, all seniors around the table. Brought to you by the Burkhart family at the Burkhart Farm Center, your Case IH dealer, straight west of Gallion on the Manette New Winchester Road. Mike Kleinite at Ag Credit Residential Lending, Bucyrus, Mount Gilead, and Marion. Sweet Baby Ray Jones and Kendra Weaver at Ohio Door and Sash, 120 South Street in Gallion. Mark Osborne at E-Crane International, Route 598 at the north edge of Gallion. First up, Carter Jones, who I haven't seen in quite a long time since football season. It's good to see you back. And this is your first year of basketball, right, or not?
This is my first year of basketball at Crestling.
Crestline, okay.
I played at Crawford, but I didn't really experience too much playing.
Okay. So this is a new experience, at least at this school for you. And, we talked to Coach about kind of the progression here, the movement of starting to get better. Have you noticed that? And have you noticed it also in practice as well?
For sure. I just feel a lot more comfortable doing my job at practice and during games. Rebounding, putting shots up when I get the rebound, all that type of stuff. Just being athletic and playing defense.
Yeah, and I think probably what you did on the football field is being asked to be carried over here, because you're probably not looked to be a major scorer, but it's that defensive intensity. It's maybe having to get a little physical. It's getting a bucket here or there, getting rebounds. That probably is your role, right?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. And as you move through here, 5 weeks left, you get to make these final memories and things like that. Is it kind of one of those things where, hey, look, guys, don't forget about us. We're going to be pretty good right up through the end. Have you thought about that very much?
Oh, for sure. We'll just keep getting better week through week.
All right, very good. Well, I appreciate you coming out. Thanks so much. Trevor Shade is up next, and how's everything going for you? Feel pretty good. I know you've been high scorer a couple times, starting to unleash that three a little bit, right? Have you found the range? Because I remember last time we talked, weren't so sure about it.
Yeah, I'm feeling it now.
Feeling a little bit better. Okay. Defensively, how's things going on the defensive end of the floor?
We're definitely getting better.
Was that a kind of a weak point early on in the season, in your opinion?
I think it was one of our strong points. We just can't score. We couldn't score offensively. Really.
Yeah. Well, and you look at how much scoring was done by the guys last year, the seniors that have moved on, and yeah, that it is a little different now. You've moved into this different role, and you're asked to do more and things along that line. So to win 3 in a row like that, what's that doing not only for your confidence, but the locker room, the confidence in the locker room?
I was definitely. We're all feeling it. We feel what it's like to win now, so we want more of it.
Yeah, and you got an opportunity coming up on Friday. You're going to be at the, what do they call that? The Furnace at Mansfield Christian. The Furnace, which isn't an easy place to play. Right. And I was going to talk to Coach about that when he gets back here. But it's a team you lost to by just by 6 the first time. And what do you think you can take advantage of this time?
Last time we played him, we didn't have Logan Huber, and Logan lately has been stepping up for us, scoring and on defense. So, having him back is going to be huge for us.
Yeah,
and we're all we're fitting into our roles now.
Good. Yeah, kind of settled in.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, good luck. I hope you get a big win over the Furnace. Doesn't burn you or anything like that over there. But do you like playing there, by the way? Not one of your favorite spots?
It's all right.
All right, okay. Isaiah Perry's up next, and it's great to see you again. Hope things are going well for you. Had some 10 points against Gallion, and had another 10 last night, and you've kind of looked upon to be that main scorer, aren't you?
Right, yeah.
So have the opposing coaches thrown what I'll call, I always use this term, junk defenses or gimmick defenses at you to take you away and force your teammates to be the scorers?
There's been a few games like that, especially recently, where I've been keyed in on.
Face guarding and things along that line. What have you done to kind of get away from that and try to get some open looks?
Just been creating for my team, making sure to screen hard and just make sure to get them open so that they can score. And if they're scoring, then that allows me to, do my thing.
Physically, how do you feel? You in good shape? Because let's face it, it can be pretty physical out there, and bodies moving around, bumping around.
Very physical.
Do you feel pretty good at this point?
Yeah, I feel pretty good.
Yeah.
I have a few, bumps in places.
Everybody's
Sorry.
going to have that, yeah. You're going to have the sore ribs or whatever
Yeah.
it might be. So is Mansfield Christian. I'll ask the same question that I asked her. Do you like playing over there? Is it a place that you enjoy?
I feel like I normally play pretty well when I go there, so
Okay.
I actually don't mind it.
Okay, all right. Well, continued success. See if you can make it 4 in a row, maybe 5 in a row. As you got Seneca East coming here the following week, and keep the train rolling, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Jake Bruce is also with us, and good to see you again. So tell me first, as probably one of the tallest guys on the team, right?
Yeah.
To have, first of all, where did Goose come from? Did you guys name Carter Giesecke Goose? Because if you don't know, Carter's what, 5'5", maybe at best. Where did he get the name Goose?
Well, his last name's Giesecke, so you take the first part geese, but he's only one, so one geese is just a goose.
Excellent, nicely done. So you guys
Did you
made
think of that
that.
just now?
Well, he mentioned it.
Oh,
I actually didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know. Very good. All
didn't
right.
know that.
So when you
I
see
know what you're going.
Carter, sophomore, who hasn't gotten a lot of time at the varsity level, come up and make some big shots for you. I mean, that had to be a shot in the arm, wasn't it?
Shot.
I mean, a shot in the arm for you to,
spark.
kind of prepare a
Spark.
spark. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, spark you to a win. I mean, did it kind of push you over the edge to get the win in a sluggish game last night when he hit those threes?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm not thinking straight.
Your mind's not there. Okay. So you've not scored a lot, but not asked to score a lot.
Right.
You're supposed to be getting the rebounds, be a good defensive player, things along that lines. Have you settled back on the fouls a little bit, gotten those under control?
The other night, I think I had 4 fouls. I don't usually have that many. I usually have maybe 1 or 2, but yeah, I usually keep my fouls low.
So 10 points in the Galleon game, that was probably a breakout game for you, right?
Yeah, my guy kept on helping up, and they kept on dumping the ball up to me for.
So
layup.
pretty easy.
Yeah.
Pretty easy stuff. So, I talked to Coach about being kind of that dangerous team now at this point of the season where you're on a roll, you got some very winnable games coming up. Do you see that kind of that maturation coming, if you will, where once you get in the tournament, we can do some good things. And you have been able to, last couple of years, you've gotten to the sectional final. Is that starting to become more of a reality for you now?
Oh yeah, I feel like the more the season goes on, the better the team gets. The more roles we fill, the better we feel about ourselves.
Yeah, so starting to feel a little more comfortable. It's the right time for it. Health-wise, you in good shape?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, not too beat up or anything along that lines?
No.
Okay, all right, very good. Well, continued success to you, and hopefully you got another double-digit. Have you had a double-double yet this year?
I don't think so.
Double-digit points, double-digit rebounds? All right, something to shoot for.
The one thing we ask Jake to do a lot is not necessarily rebound the basketball, but make sure that the best rebounder on the other team doesn't get it.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
we ask him to clear him out, and then we ask our guards to come and rebound the basketball, which is something our guards haven't been doing until the last few games. So
Okay.
rebounding is starting to come together, but and Jake still gets he's still our leading rebounder, but a lot of times we're asking him to make sure that their best rebounder doesn't get the ball.
Yeah, and that's a very, very important role. If you can keep their best rebounder off the boards, that's doing your job and letting somebody else clean it up, for sure. Well, I appreciate it very much. Show's brought to you in part by Lee Plymouth, Brad Seibert at the Plymouth Insurance Group, Galleon and Bucyrus, North Central State College, Mansfield, the Crawford Success Center, North Walnut Street across from the courthouse in Bucyrus, Phil and Sue Schreck at Phil's Deli just east of the Pizza Hut at the Bridge in Galleon, and John Rolls at John's Auto Repair Specialist, 800 Scott Street in Crestline. Coach Tyler Sanders, give me an update on JV and freshmen. I know the freshmen are playing right now, but how's the JV been going? I did get a chance to see them last week at Winford. How are things going for them right now?
I mean, it's been a struggle this season, freshman and JV. They both have some tallies in the win column, but probably not exactly where we kind of thought that they would be at this point in the season. But the good news is those freshmen and sophomore are getting tons of playing time.
Yeah.
And which is really what matters. So, we're playing a 12-game freshman schedule and then about a 20-game, JV schedule. So, the kids are getting plenty of time, and that's just what it's about, is preparing them for the future.
Yeah, you can't, there's no replacement for experience, right?
Yes, excuse my children, by
That's
the way.
okay, that's okay, you gotta do what you gotta do. So as I mentioned, Friday coming up, you go back home, Mansfield Christian, your.
Not my home. Here's my home. But
your
yeah,
alma
I got
mater,
you.
I should say.
Yeah.
Maybe a better word. A team that you fell to 43-37 back on December 9th. They're currently 9-3 overall, unless they had a game last night.
9-4. Lost to
they-
Lucas last night.
Lost to
Yep.
Lucas, okay. Have they gotten better as the season's gone on, like you have?
Honestly, I think they're probably a little bit of the same. They've kind of had a tough stretch here of playing some tough games, but I think they know, I think their coach knows that early in the season they started out 9-1. They lost 3 of the last 3. They started out 9-1, but, the first part of their schedule was pretty favorable. They hadn't really faced anybody of, too much of a challenge. I mean, they're obviously much better this year than they've been in the past, and, but they've definitely hit kind of a tough part of their schedule here. So, I mean, they're a good basketball team. They're in one of the top 5 in, the Martin RPI.
Right.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good team. Tough environment. It's gonna be a tough game Friday night, but I like the way they're playing right now. Boy, just got to keep getting better every day, and give them our best shot.
Next Tuesday, Seneca East comes here. They're currently 9-5 out of the Northern 10 Conference, and one of the most dynamic players around in the Mason kid. That will certainly be a tough non-league game. And then next Friday, it'll be your senior night, right? Will that be your last one? No, it's not your
couple
last.
more weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So you do have Central Christian here, a team that you won 49-46 back in December 16th, and they're 5-7 overall, 2-4 in the MBC, and always a tough team to play, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. I mean, we had a big win this year at Central Christian, which was fun because it's such a tough environment. But yeah, it was a good win down there. And yeah, I mean, we got 3 conference games left, and I think the boys know that I expect them to win them all and get ourselves back into second and third place in the conference. I don't think anybody's going to surpass Lucas at this point, but I'd like to see us make a climb and get back into the second and third spot in the conference.
Yeah, and then you have your tournament draw February 5th, and you had mentioned the Martin RPI. You're currently 11th seed in the Division IV Willard District. Colonel Crawford, Lucas, Seneca East, Mansfield Christian, all teams that you will have played at least once this year are your top 4 seeds as it stands right now. Tough district, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a tough district. What makes this even tougher is just this whole formula. I mean, at this point, I don't understand it. I don't think a lot of coaches do because it makes no sense why we're seated right now where we're at, and especially with the teams that are in front of us and their wins versus our wins. So I'm still trying to figure out the formula and a little bit frustrated with it right now. But, yeah, I mean, all it really comes down to at the end of the day is whether you're playing good basketball or not. And that's the beauty of basketball is anybody on any given night can beat anybody.
That's right.
And so it's just important that, we control the things that we can control, and, we try to get these wins here in the next couple of weeks. I mean, the reality is you beat Mansfield Christian or you beat Seneca East or you beat both, and you're going to climb.
That's right.
And if it doesn't climb, then I don't know who Martin is, but Coach Sanders is going to find him.
Excellent, excellent. Well, we'll have one more show on February 8th, as that'll be right before you get ready to wrap up the regular season, and we'll kind of talk more about the tournament because the draw will be done by then. But keep on trucking, guys. Keep on winning. Keep on getting the mojo going, and see if you can rack up some more wins. And certainly appreciate you coming out tonight.
Plan on it. Thanks for having us.
You bet. Take a break. We'll come back to Denise Jeffrey and the swim team right after this timeout.
All right.